Hello, beloveds. Thank you for tuning in. This is Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. I'm your host. And Queen Ahmadiyyah TV presents More Than Meets the Third Eye. So let's talk about spiritual, physical, and mental growth. The three lines of transformational, personal, and spiritual development. Now, spiritual growth, that's pertaining to our connection with the Most High. Whatever you call your God, whether it's Buddha, Jesus, Jehovah, or as I say, the Most High, Allah, whatever you call your divine creator. Spirituality is about tapping into that sense of self that connects you to the creator. The thing is, spiritual development and physical and mental development, they're all equally important because when you're working on your spirituality, you want to become more disciplined, want to be able to stay more focused, right? And you want to be able to heighten your levels of consciousness. And when you're working on your physical development, you also want to be disciplined. You also want to be able to focus. And the same thing with the mental. You have to be able to stay disciplined and focused as well. You also want to be able to remove the clutter from your mind, the negative thinking, the low vibrational energy and feelings. You want to be able to get rid of those things, to dispel all of those things, to rise into your higher self. So, all of these things pretty much go hand in hand, right? The physical and the mental development is pretty much like two sides of the same coin or different sides of the same coin. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about this. Sometimes we ask ourselves, who are we? Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going in life? Sometimes we feel stagnant, like we're stuck in mud, like we have concrete blocks tied to our ankles, like we can't move from where we have been perpetually for a long time. Keep finding ourselves in the same situations time and time again. And then some of us blame other people. We don't want to accept accountability for our own mistakes, for the things that we do wrong, for where we have bad judgment, when we exercise poor judgments, or we allow ourselves to be influenced by our peers. We want to blame everybody else other than ourselves, some of us. But there are those of us who absolutely will accept accountability for the things that we do when we make mistakes. We simply say, you know what, that's over, that's done with. Let's make this a teachable moment. Let's learn from it so that we can grow and become better and evolve and rise into our higher selves. Those people are positive thinkers. Those people are the ones who get ahead. Those people are the ones who obtain and achieve success. Those are the people who rise above their emotions. Then you have the negative thinker, the person who's always pessimistic. They can't see the good that potentially lies ahead. They rather focus on the negative things of the past. They may move from one relationship to another and they bring the baggage and all of the drama and all of the discord from previous relationships into new relationships, projecting all of those things onto the new mates, creating more chaos because they don't know how to simply let go. They don't know how to simply leave the past in the past. And those are all things that we learn to deal with as we grow spiritually, physically, and mentally. We learn how to focus more, become more disciplined, and to just leave the past in the past. There's nothing wrong with remembering things that happened in the past. You should remember it, whether it's good or bad, because if it is something bad or something negative, you need to remember it so that you don't allow that to happen again. If someone got over on you, remember it so you don't allow them to get over on you again. If you made a bad decision, you made a mistake, remember it so that you don't make the same mistake again. And you can possibly keep someone else from making that same mistake. But these are the things that we go through in life. And if you work on your spiritual, physical, and mental development, you can overcome any obstacle and you can learn to leave the past behind you and look forward and move ahead towards the future and also be blissful and content and positive in your present. So, when we ask ourselves these age old questions, who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? You see, these things, these questions, we have to ask them because we want to know what forms the foundation of life, of our lives. We have to try to make it make sense. Now, your perspectives on who you are or why you are here and where you're going, those things become your reality because remember, as I told you numerous of times, perception is reality. Your perspectives are your reality. These questions also define the three lines of transformational, personal, and spiritual development. Who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? Now, each of us is unique in our own way, and we all have our, responses to these age-old questions. Some of us may not have the answers, but the good thing is that you are inquisitive and you want to know. These things allow us to figure out the meaning of our life's purpose. And when you're looking for purpose, you should always have answers, right? I'm sorry, you should always have questions. When you're seeking your life's purpose, you should always have questions. You see, life's journey can be beautiful or it can be a hard hill to climb. It can be full of bumpy roads and obstacles, things that try to hinder you, stumbling blocks. Now we all go through these things, but if you get caught up in that and allow those things to hold you back, to hinder you, to keep you stagnant in a negative rut, and you don't allow yourself to elevate and to move past those things, well, you're likely not going to live a happy, blissful, peaceful, tranquil life that you could if you only learn to discipline yourself. If you only learn to refrain from negative thinking and thought patterns, you have to sometimes allow your perspective to shift. Now, when you ask yourself, who am I? Beyond being physical beings in a material world, we are all uniquely special spiritual beings who are all here for a divine purpose. You're not here by mistake, not by some mere happenstance. You weren't an accident. And I know sometimes, people, they don't intend to get pregnant or, they don't intend to have a child. But the child shows up and then they say, oh, well, that was an accident. No, no one is here by accident. Everyone is here by divine design. You are here because you were meant to be here. Your life has a purpose. It's up to you to figure out what that purpose is. Now, beyond being here to survive, we are creators who are here to live, to fully expand, and to realize our full potential. Our full potential. Our hearts have the access to inner wisdom. We have the ability to dream, to follow our hearts, to our heart's desires, and to create a wonderful life. Or you can create a mundane life, a life full of misery and depression and sadness and drama, chaos, pandemonium, all of those low vibrational things. You can create either type of life that you choose, but it starts with your thinking, your perception. How do you view yourself? How do you view others? How important is it what others think of you? I know some people that are always so worried about what other people think. They post all of this foolishness on Instagram, Facebook, all over social media, trying to make it look like they're living such a life when the life they're living is anything but they do this because they want everyone else to think that they're on top, that they're winning. When you're truly winning, you don't need to have everybody else know it as long as you know it. When you're truly happy, you don't have to post it for the world to see as long as you know it. See, these thoughts and feelings that we have, they start from within. Happiness comes from within. Happiness starts from within. If you think somebody else is going to make you happy, you have to first be happy with yourself. As I told you before, if you depend on someone else for your own happiness, when that person leaves your life, they can take that bag of happiness right out the door with them. And then what? So everything should start from within. If you have feelings of guilt, that starts from within. Feelings of regret, that starts from within. Feelings of remorse, it all starts from within. So you must understand this and you must work on your inner self, right? That's why the word inner G. Pay attention. So, where are we going? Where am I going? You ask yourself. Well, beyond meeting our physical and material needs, each of us has something special to offer this world. We're here with a higher purpose to make a difference. You're not just sitting here, you're not just put here, just to live a mundane life, just to live, to work, to pay bills, and then to die. That's not why you are here. Those may be some of the things that you have to do while you're here, but you are surely here for more than that. Now, these practical tools for transformation, as you use them, the three essential lines of balanced development evolve together, and you can't have one without the others. You see, the three lines come together in the heart, the center of your being, and then they create a synergy as a transformational triad. In our lives, they provide clarity, inspiration, and direction. So, you need to be using these things when you are developing on yourself. Now, the keys for recognizing your true identity can easily be found, and all you have to do is look for them. Look within yourself, look inside of yourself, right? Open your mind, think outside of the box. Sometimes you have to change your perspectives, change your focus, work on your discipline. But you can recognize and see the true identity of yourself. Be open to love and connectedness that resides in your heart. Energetically, the heart connects us with the soul, our spark of divinity, which in turn provides higher guidance and wisdom. And self development is the growth elements. That's why it's important to work on self, development of self, spiritually, physically, and mentally. That is the way you grow. It is very essential in the growth element. We all possess greatness that longs to emerge. There's something spectacular, extraordinary in all of us. Now, all of us don't always find these things because we procrastinate, we slack, we don't want to do the work, we don't want to change, we don't want to try to elevate our thinking. We want to stay stuck in a box. We want to just complain and be pessimistic, not optimistic. And so we don't ever reach our greatness. We don't ever reach our full potential when we stay caught up in that frame of thinking. But as we overcome obstacles that keep us stuck, our hearts open, revealing more of the truth of who we are and accessing universal wisdom. And this wisdom is what transforms our lives. The key to understanding why, that is creative imagination, actually enlisting the creative power of our heart's desires. And as we engage this creative power and true potential, we discover our reason for being alive, our why. Remember, I told you in a previous broadcast about the power of I am. Anything you say after the words I am is what you become. So say positive things about yourself. Dream development taps into the calling of an opening heart that makes us feel fully alive. Now, what makes your heart sing? See, it's important to know this. What makes you feel totally blissful? What makes you feel energized? And what makes you feel tranquil and at peace? What lightens your spirit and provokes your thinking and gives you happiness and glee? These are things you should be asking yourself. Because the calling of our heart's desires inspires us to do something special with our lives. So you need to Ask yourself, what is your heart's desire? What is it that I really want to do? And when you figure this out, then you can start working towards these things. Set goals for yourself. Write things down so you can visually see it. Don't just say it. Write it down. Look at it. Focus on it. Entertain the thoughts of it. And you can manifest these things. You can live the life you want because remember, you are the captain of your own ship. Nobody should be steering for you. You are the captain of your own ship. You are the master of your soul. Now, where are you going? You may ask yourself, where are you going? What difference do you really want to make? Well, the big picture comes into focus as we engage our innate desire for a greater life, for doing something meaningful. You see, when you realize you have a life's purpose, when you realize that you have a divine cause and reason for being here, when you realize that you're supposed to be doing something meaningful, then you get rid of procrastination. You stop allowing things to hold you back. You stop letting these obstacles hinder you. You stop listening to the naysayers and worrying about what other people think. Because at the end of the day, these other people, they're going to be moving on and living their lives. They're not going to be sitting here waiting for you to get it all together. So you shouldn't be worrying about what they're doing and thinking. Worry about self. Worry about energy, the inner side of you, right? And as we open our true potential and activate our creative power, our dreams and the inner wisdom connect us with a higher purpose. The difference that we want to make, you should be the change that you want to see. If you're unhappy, do things to make yourself happy. If you're feeling negative, stay away from negative people and refrain from having negative thoughts, or at least refrain from focusing on them. We can't always determine until we become much more disciplined and on a higher level of consciousness. But we can't always determine what thoughts enter our minds. So, with that all being said, when negative thoughts enter your mind, just don't focus and harp on them. Think positively and speak positively. Purpose development that brings everything together at a higher level and produces a positive impact on the world. Each of us is here for a reason, with a life we were born to live. Many people want to make a difference, but few recognize their deeper purpose and understand exactly how to pursue it. Let me say that again. Many people want to make a difference, but few people recognize their deeper purpose and understand how to pursue it. And why do you think that is? Some people don't know how to uncover their greatness. They're too busy worrying about other people, keeping up with the Joneses, as the elders used to say, right? Some people always want to worry about what other people are doing, trying to keep up with what they're out here buying, trying to keep up with how much money they're making, pocket watching. You don't have time for any of that. You need to be working on yourself. This life is short. As I've told you numerous of times, when we are dead and gone and they lay the tombstone at our grave, that tombstone has 2 years on it, 2 dates. It has the year that you were born and the year that you died. And in between that little dash, that's just a small, short amount of time that we are here for. So time waits for no man, so let no man waste his time. We need to be focusing on ourselves. You don't want to waste your life aimlessly, foolishly, worrying about other people and what they're doing and trying to keep up with them because their life is not yours. Their purpose is not yours. Your goals are your own, and you have to reach them. You have to work on them. You can't sit here worrying about other people. That only holds you back and hinders you and keeps you stagnant and stuck in a rut. Now, self-development starts with you. Self-development starts with you, with self. This allows you to uncover your greatness. Dream development helps you to learn to live fully. Dream development helps you to learn to live fully. We should all have dreams, but don't just set these dreams aside. When you have dreams, focus on them. These dreams, dream development will help you to live fully. Purpose development will allow you to make a difference. If you have something that you want to do to inspire, motivate, encourage others, something you want to do to help change your own circumstances or someone else's, some way you want to make a difference, an impact, purpose development is where it starts. Realize that you have a purpose and then realize how you can develop and rise into your higher purpose. And I'm going to close this out by saying, I hope you all got something out of this, and I hope that you are working on your spiritual growth, your physical growth, and your mental growth. Sometimes we have mental issues. We may be suffering from something traumatic that happened when we were children that we just can't let go of. Maybe it was a bad relationship and abusive, verbally or physical. Maybe you were molested as a child. Maybe you had an abortion and now you regret it. Maybe you did someone wrong and you really loved them and they left you and now your heart has been broken. Maybe you lost someone important to you. We all go through these things. These are a part of life, and these are unfortunately circumstances that many of us endure. But don't ever let your circumstances become your obstacles. Always know that there's a way to get over things, a way to get past things, a way to keep moving. The future lies ahead. The past is behind you. Work on building yourself, developing yourself. Don't allow mental blockages to keep you stagnant. You see, a lot of people don't want to talk about mental health issues. Some people suffer from post traumatic stress syndrome. Some people are bipolar, manic depressive, so many things that people have and feel because they have traumas that they haven't resolved, things that they haven't dealt with. Don't keep these emotions bottled up inside because one day you'll just explode. These things play tricks on your psyche and they're harmful to your mental well being and your mental health. If your mental health is not on point, if you have unresolved issues in your mental health, that affects the physical health because then you start to feel sick physically. Some people do harm to themselves. Some people do something known as cutting, where they purposely injure themselves because somehow they think that that is going to relieve the pain. This is because they have mental health issues that are holding them down. And then these things make them start feeling depressed and sinking into low vibrational thoughts and feelings and actions. And then they start to fall away from spirituality. That's why I'm telling you that all of these things, your spiritual health, spiritual growth, your physical growth, and your mental growth, they all work together in unison and they are all equally as important. The three lines of transformational, personal, and spiritual development includes all of these. And as we evolve, our perspectives evolve. I'm going to close out. I hope that I helped you in some way, and I hope that you truly got something out of this. Remember to stay high vibrational, operate on a higher level of consciousness. Don't let psyche vampires drain you of your energy, and don't let pessimistic people make you stay in a negative place. Be optimistic, not pessimistic. Do something constructive and productive, but never destructive. Live your life to the fullest because you only have one life to live. Work on your personal growth mentally, physically, and spiritually. And you'll see how things turn around in your life. And focus on being disciplined and being a better version of yourself. And no need to compete with others. Only compete against yourself. Try to be each day a better person, a better version of yourself than you were the day before. Be the change that you want to see. With that all being said, always remember that there's always room for improvement. And until next time, beloveds, I'll talk to you again soon, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. And remember, I've got my third eye on you.